When Sylvester Stallone took his seat on The View, the audience erupted in cheers. The legendary actor, best known for his iconic roles as Rocky Balboa and John Rambo, carried with him decades of cinematic triumph and an aura of rugged resilience. Dressed in a sleek navy blazer and dark jeans, Stallone exuded confidence and humility. The women on the panel greeted him with enthusiasm, especially Joy Behar, who had long admired his work. Initially, the conversation flowed smoothly light. Jokes, reflections on his storied career, and touching anecdotes about family and fatherhood. But what no one saw coming was a sudden shift that would turn the charming interview into a full-blown verbal firestorm, leaving Stallone storming off the set and viewers stunned across the nation. What began as nostalgia ended in controversy. The tension crept in when Joy pivoted the discussion toward current affairs. Sly, you've played heroes who fight against injustice and corruption. But I'm curious, why haven't we seen you use your platform to speak out more on today's political issues? Stallone, visibly caught off guard, hesitated before replying. Well, Joy, I'm an actor. I tell stories. I think sometimes it's better to let the work speak for itself, Joy pressed. But don't you think silence, especially from someone of your stature, can come across as complicity? Stallone furrowed his brow. I wouldn't call it silence. I support causes I believe in, just not always on TV or social media. The crowd stirred. Some clapped, others remained silent. Joy leaned in, but isn't staying neutral a luxury that not everyone can afford? The air had shifted. Sylvester Stallone, known for portraying fighters, was now being cornered into a battle of principles. Stallone's tone changed. I think forcing people to declare their beliefs for public approval is dangerous. I'm not going to wave a flag because someone else thinks I should, Joy responded. It's not about approval. It's about accountability, Stallone countered. You're acting like I owe people my voice on everything. I don't. I've earned the right to speak when I choose. Joy smirked. That's a nice way of saying you're sitting on the fence. That struck a nerve. Excuse me? Stallone said, his voice rising just slightly. You don't get to decide how I use my voice. I'm not your puppet. Audience reacted audibly. Whoopi Goldberg stepped in, trying to de-escalate. Let's not make it personal. It was already personal. Stallone's jaw was clenched. Joy looked unimpressed. It was clear both weren't backing down. Joy doubled down. So you don't think public figures have a responsibility to speak out against injustice? Stallone fired back. What I think is that shaming people into activism is a form of control. It's bullying wrapped in righteousness. The audience gasped. Sonny Hostin tried to interject with a balanced point about influence and impact, but Stallone was now laser-focused. On Joy, you want to make this about me being silent? Where were you when I was working with wounded veterans, when I donated millions to children's charities? It doesn't count because I didn't tweet it, Joy answered flatly. Public silence in turbulent times speaks louder than private. Charity. Stallone stood up, visibly agitated. You know what, Joy? This isn't a conversation. It's an ambush. He ripped off his mic, stunning the audience. I came here to talk about movies and family, not to be judged on your moral scale. The tension in the studio was suffocating. Stallone began to walk off the stage. Whoopi called after him, Sly, don't do this. Let's just reset. But he didn't turn back. The camera scrambled to a wide shot as producers signaled for a quick commercial break. Joy Behar sat back in her chair, arms crossed, expression defiant. Well, she said into the awkward silence, I guess we hit a nerve. The audience murmured, half in shock, half unsure whether to applaud or stay silent. When the show returned, Joy attempted to move on to the next segment, but the energy had flatlined. The buzz in the room was gone, replaced by a cloud of unresolved conflict and awkward glances. This wasn't just a tense moment. It was a defining one. A titan of Hollywood had walked off The View, and no one knew what would happen next. Within minutes, the internet was ablaze. Hashtags like #Stallone storms off, #TheViewDrama, and #SlyV's Joy trended across Twitter and Instagram. Fans of Stallone hailed him for standing his ground, labeling Joy's approach as aggressive and disrespectful. Critics accused him of dodging accountability. Conservative media praised him as a man with integrity, while liberal voices debated the ethics of public figures opting out of social responsibility. Memes, reaction videos, and fiery think pieces flooded every platform. Even celebrities chimed in, some siding with Stallone's right to stay private, others applauding Joy for asking tough questions. Overnight, a daytime talk show segment had morphed into a cultural flashpoint. Stallone remained silent for the rest of the day. But by the following morning, he issued a statement on Instagram. "I believe in unity, not division. I came to talk about film, not to be lectured. Everyone is entitled to their views, including me." The post received over 2 million likes in less than 12 hours. Joy addressed the situation at the beginning of the next episode of The View, saying, "We're here to ask the hard questions. If someone can't handle that, maybe they shouldn't come on the show." The studio was divided in response. Some audience members applauded. Others remained silent. Whoopi, visibly tired of the fallout, simply said, "Let's move on." But the world wasn't moving on so easily. News programs, radio shows, and podcasts turned the Stallone-Behar clash into their topic of the week. Debates raged over whether Joy had crossed a line or if Stallone had walked away from a necessary conversation. Columnists questioned The View's format. Was it a platform for meaningful dialogue or a stage for ideological warfare? Meanwhile, clips of the confrontation continued to circulate with millions of views. One fan-created edit showing Stallone storming off to dramatic music garnered 5 million views in a single day. It was official. This wasn't just entertainment. It had become a moment of reckoning between celebrity privacy and public expectation. Interestingly, Stallone's fan base appeared more energized than ever. His upcoming streaming series saw a spike in trailer views and social media engagement. Meanwhile, The View's ratings experienced a bump, proving once again that controversy sells. But behind the scenes, sources from the show revealed producers were rethinking their approach to celebrity interviews. One insider noted, "We want the conversation, not the chaos." But sometimes those lines blur. Stallone, for his part, remained calm but distant in the days following the clash, avoiding further media appearances and letting the storm play out on its own. Whether by strategy or wisdom, his silence carried more weight than any rebuttal. In the end, Stallone's departure from The View became symbolic. It wasn't just about politics or personalities, it was about a larger cultural tug-of-war between expression and expectation. Some viewed Stallone as the last of a vanishing breed, a man who leads through quiet action rather than public pronouncements. Others saw Joy Behar as a necessary force, pushing powerful figures to confront the uncomfortable. Their clash was a snapshot of modern discourse, fractured, fierce, and unforgettable. And as the dust settled, one thing was clear. When Sylvester Stallone stormed